All right there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. And there we go. Let us start this game. This is Baltimore versus Oakland, and we have quite a matchup, quite a pitching matchup. We're going to go over the lineups as well in a second. It's going to be Mike Norris versus Jim Palmer. And Jim Palmer has a 2.74 ERA, 5-2 record, and Mike Norris has a 2.75 ERA, a 7-4 record. Baltimore is 28-26, and the Athletics are 30-25. So this is their 56th game. And we roll to see what kind of stuff each pitcher has. Palmer has his A stuff. Norris has his C stuff. But Norris' C stuff is better than a lot of guys' A stuff. So let me just tell you that. Let's go quickly over the lineups. It's a nice thing. I'm using the PC Replay PC Baseball system. And I'm going to go over the Baltimore lineup. It's Bunbury in center, Dower at third base, Singleton in right field, Murray at first base. Batting fifth is the DH Terry Crowley. Sixth is Graham Cracker. Seventh is Pat Kelly. Eighth is second baseman Q Garcia. And ninth is Mark Belanger. And let's double check that he's in there. Yep, he's in there. And for the Athletics, we're going to have Henderson leading off in left field. The center fielder, Murphy. Batting second, batting third is Revering. Cleanup is Wayne Groves. Fifth is Mitchell Page, the DH. The right fielder is Tony Armas. Batting sixth, batting seventh is Jeff Newman, the catcher. Eighth is Mario Guerrero, the shortstop. And ninth is second baseman Dave McKay. So let's get going here. And the cards will tell you the average of the player, how many home runs, and so forth. Give you different information. So let's start this, and I'm using green and yellow, green and gold, if you will, for the Oakland Athletics, because that's the replay that I'm doing. And that's going to be a 66 against Bunbury, and that is a drive down the line into the right field corner and played off the wall by Armas nicely, and Bunbury goes into second base with a leadoff double. So just like that, the Orioles have a runner in scoring position. All right, so now it's Rich Dower steps into the box. He's a right-handed hitter. Dower is batting .270, and that's going to be a 33, which is going to be a base hit single. Bunbury's fast, so we're going to pull a card and see what happens. He will score, and that's it. So he scores, and 1-0 Orioles. That didn't take very long. Kenny Singleton's up next. And that's a 45. 45 is a plus sign, and I'll explain that in a minute. Norris, a C of 45, will be an out. It's a fly ball to center field. Plus signs mean that there's an advance. If he gets on base, he will advance. Stolen base, he will try to steal a base. He did have a couple of caught stealings. So that's when that comes into play. And Eddie Murray with 1 out and 1 on. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 31, which normally is a base hit single, and it's a 31 is a blank on Murray, and it's a base hit. See if the runner will make it to third. F goes to third, and I believe Dower was an F, right? Is Dower an F? Yes, he is. So it's going to be first and third with 1 out. Norris is having a rough start to this game here. He's given up 3 hits in the first 4 batters. There's only 1 out, first and third. We're going to play back, looking for that double play. Terry Crowley, the lefty. The pitch, it's a 42. 42 is a blank, and a 42 is a base on balls. So bases are loaded for Dan Graham, a lefty hitter. Graham is batting .253. Norris looks in for the sign, sets, and deals. A 43. This may get us out of trouble. So 43 is a blank, and on Norris C, a 43 is going to be an out. That 14 is going to read with the bases loaded. Is going to be a shortstop. Guerrero is a weak arm, and that kills us all the time. If he's a strong arm it's hit to the second baseman. But if the shortstop is a strong arm or an average arm, they turn the double play. Otherwise, it's a fielder's choice and a run will score. And Guerrero is a weak arm, so it will be a 4-6 fielder's choice. And Dower scores. And up comes Pat Kelly. So it's 2-0. And here's a pitch to Kelly. That is a 51, which is going to be a KD check. Norris's KD is 1 and 2, and that's a 15. And now we're going to roll for the error check. Let's see who we're checking. We're checking the shortstop. So if it's low, it's probably an error, and it's a 19. So it's a ball that's hit to Guerrero. He picks it up, flips to McKay, and that retires the side. So 2-0. Baltimore. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Rickey Henderson leading off against Jim Palmer, and Jim Palmer is an A in this game, so he's got an advantage. On paper, he's got an advantage. That's a 36. That's a blank, and an A36. It's going to be a 12 is a pop-up to short. 1 down. Next up is Dwayne Murphy. Murphy's batting .275. That's a 35. It's a blank, and the 35 is an out. That is bounced out. It's a lefty to the first baseman. Right there's Murray. Steps on the bag ahead of Murphy. And here's Dave Revering. Now Revering's having quite a start here. 2 months into the season, he's batting .348. There's a .290 hitter. That's a 34. 34 is a blank, and that will be a fly to left field. To retire the side, we go to the top of the second. Let's see if Norris can get on track. It's a 24. That will be a fly to center. Murphy comes over and makes the catch. Up next is Mark Belanger. Belanger in the season's batting .248. And that's a 44, which is line base hit to left center. Cut off by Murphy. Belanger's on with a single. Here comes Bunbury. Pitch to Bunbury is a 24. That's a 1-3 hit by pitch, and he plunks him. So Bunbury's hit by the pitch, and he hits down to first. That puts runners on first and second. So Mike Norris has gotten off to a real rough start here. On top of the fact that he doesn't have his good stuff, he's not getting the rolls either. So when you couple both those things, you're coming in with your C stuff and you're not getting good rolls, then you're usually in trouble. Let's see if we can get out of this inning. First and second, only 1 out here in the top of the second. We definitely don't want to bring, we got really lucky there. That's a 20 on a 1. That's a line out to the pitcher. So this could end up being a double play on a 2 or a 12. I believe it's a 2 or a 12. If we roll a 2 or a 12 on a D20, it's going to be a potential double play. No, it'll be a double play. So let's see what happens. And we got the 12. And it is. They turn it. It's lined back to Norris. Throws to first to Revering. And they double up Bunbury. And that retires the side. So line out. And you know what? We're just going to do that. And then we're going to do 1-1. And we're going to go up to detail and do it there. Do the line out to the pitcher, and he's also getting an assist. Goes to the first baseman, and 2 players are going to be out. Batter is out. Runner on second is out. And I'm not getting it. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Let's see. There we go. All right. Pitcher gets a put out, and then pitcher gets an assist, and then the first baseman. They double up. You know what? Let's double up the lead runner. It doesn't matter. Let's not worry about that. Double play. We're out of the inning, so we got lucky to get out of that inning. It's the bottom of the second. Wayne Gross. Wayne Gross is batting .288 with 8 home runs. Here's a pitch. And it's a 54. That's going to be a 54 chart check, which is kind of unusual type plays. And with bases empty, it's going to be a wild ground ball to the pitcher who knocks it down. So roll against, we rolled a 16. Pitcher's error rating is a 9. So he picks it up, throws out. Gross, one away. All right, Mitchell Page. With a 16, that's a swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. Tony Armas. Armas is batting .281 with 12 home runs. That's a 24. 24 is a 1-2 hit by pitch, but it won't be. And it's going to be a line out to center field. And Bumbry's right there to retire the side. We go to the top of the third. Kenny Singleton's leading us off. Kenny Singleton is batting .289 with 8 home runs in the replay to about 200 at-bats. That's a 36. 36 is a blank, and the 36 will be a line out to right field. In the gap, and Armas chases it down. Here's Eddie Murray with a 63. That's a blank, and it's a bouncer to the second baseman McKay. Over to first, 2 down. Terry Crowley, left-handed hitter, batting .270. Pitch from Norris. That's going to be a 34. That should be an out, and it is. It's a fly out to left field to retire the side. So Norris seems to have settled down after that line drive double play. And there we go. All right. Here is Jeff Newman. Newman is batting .281 with 2 home runs. A little bit light on the power. And we're looking at a 13. 13 is a comebacker right to Palmer. And he throws out Newman. Mario Guerrero. Guerrero's batting .239. It's a 25. 25 is an out. And it's a sharply hit ground ball to Belanger. 2 down. And here's Dave McKay. 2-0 Baltimore. Whoa, 65. That's usually a pitcher home run, but it's a -9, and he's an A. So we're looking at a 2. We roll a 16, so it's a fly to bang from the left side. That'll be a fly ball to Kenny Singleton. Shallow right field. Singleton races in, makes the catch. That retires the side. We go to the top of the 4th. 2-0. And in the top of the 4th, we've got the top of the order. No, we got Graham, Kelly, the bottom of the order. Graham, Kelly, and Garcia, followed by Belanger. All right, so here's a pitch to Graham from Mike Norris. It's a 44, and that's ripped to right field. Armas plays it on a hop, gets it into McKay, and Graham is on with a single. He'll be playing it safe. And that's a 46. A no park home run and a 12. Here it is going to be a pop-up to the third baseman, Gross, in foul ground, and he gets there. Foul out, 5. Garcia's up next. Garcia is batting .213, and he has a 46. That's going to be, again, a ballpark. And 11 is going to be a pop-up, and this time to the right side. Revering makes the catch. 2 down. A lot of foul balls here at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Mark Belanger with a 32. That's a blank, and a 32. Ooh, that's a drive. And that will be one hop off the wall. So Mark Belanger gets into one. Henderson plays it, and he gets it into second base. So it's a 2-out double for Mark Belanger. That's trouble right there. That 1-18 on the 32 on the C column. All right, so Belanger's on at second base with a double. Oh, and Graham was on. Wait a second. We got a runner on first base. I forgot all about that. And the runner on first is going to hold. So second and third, and Al Bumbry There's a pitch from Norris and a 63. Luckily, he's going to be a strikeout. No, it just misses the strikeout. Pops it up. Back goes McKay and Guerrero. In comes Murphy. Murphy calls him off, and that retires the side. All right, so it's going to be Rickey Henderson leading off the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-0 Baltimore. It's a 35. That's a blank, and an A will be an out. Would be popped up left field. Kelly. And here's Murphy. Murphy's batting 273. That's a 26, and against a righty, that's line. Base hit. Rips a liner to left field. He's on at first. And here's Dave Revering. Dave Revering with a 24, which will be an out, and a 10 on a 4 will be a fly out to center field. 2 away, and here's Wayne Gross. Gross with one swing of the bat can tie this up. Gross is batting 287 with 8 home runs. Pitch from Palmer, 46. That's a ballpark. Is it low enough? No, it will not be. That's going to be popped up. Left side, Dower. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Rich Dower leading it off against Mike Norris. That's going to be a 56, which should be a strikeout, and it is. He swings and misses at a Norris curveball. And here's Kenny Singleton with a 66, and that is a deep drive off the bat of Singleton, who's batting lefty to right field. Back goes Armas to the track, looks up, it's gone. Kenny Singleton. Home run number 9 on the season, and it puts the Orioles up 3-0. Here's Eddie Murray, another power hitter with a 24, and that's a hit by pitch 1 and 2, but it's a 12. So that'll be a pop-up. Middle of the infield, McKay. Two down. Here's Terry Crowley with a 31, and that's a hard hit ground ball up the middle and through for base hit. Crowley's on with a single. Dan Graham is next. Yeah, it's a 54, so we can check a wild here with a runner on base. 54 chart with men on base, wild pitcher, pass ball. If 18 falls within the range, and it does. Oh, it does. He's 1-18, so that's going to be a wild pitch. So over to second goes Crowley, and Graham's going to get a chance to roll again. See what happens. And that's a 61, usually an out. That's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out Graham. Tires aside. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Mitchell Page leading it off. 3-0 Baltimore. Baltimore 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Oakland, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Mitchell Page bats from the left side. Page is batting 273 with 9 home runs. Here's a pitch from Palmer. It's a 46. That's going to be a ballpark, and that's going to be against a right-handed pitcher. That's a deep drive. And back goes the right fielder Singleton to the trap. Looks up, and that's out of here. 3-1. Mitchell Page. I believe it's his 10th of the year. I believe that was his 10th. Let me double check on the box score. Yes, his 10th home run of the year. All right, Tony Armas, 3-1 now. Armas with a 64, and that's a blank, and a 64 on Palmer will be a bouncer to second. Garcia makes the play and retires Armas. Here's Jeff Newman. And Newman with a 36, and that's a blank and an out, and that is a line out to the shortstop to end the inning. Oh, no, that's out number 2, excuse me. 2 outs, and here's Mario Guerrero. Pitch from Palmer. Palmer with a 62, that's a blank, and a 62 will be a strikeout to retire the side. And that was Palmer's Only second strikeout of the game. There haven't been a lot of strikeouts in this game. Pat Kelly's leading off in the top of the 6th inning. Both pitchers can go quite a ways. Mike Norris can go 37 batters faced, and Palmer a lot less at 31 batters faced. Let's look and see where Palmer is right now. He's at 17. And he's got a ways to go. 34. 34 is a blank, and a 34 will be an out, and will be driven in the gap after it is Henderson and makes the catch. Keo Garcia is up next. And that's 21, which would be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks. And here comes Mark Belanger with a 21, and that will be a 10, which is a fly out on a line, down the line, and Henderson makes the catch. And that's 3 up, 3 down for Norris. Dave McKay is leading it off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Palmer winds and deals with a 31, and that will be a hard hit ground ball to the right side and through past Garcia into right center field. So McKay is on with a single. Henderson batting .332. He was a .303 hitter. He was at about 260 for a while, and all of a sudden he shot up, started hitting like crazy. He is an A hit and run guy, and guess what? We're going to hit and run. So let's pull our hit and run card, and let's see what happens. There he goes. There goes a runner, a 23, which is a 5, and that's hit at Murray. Runner will advance. So 1 down, and here's Dwayne Murphy with a 13, and that will be a 1-6 base on balls, but we roll an 11. That'll be an out, and this is an interesting. Okay, so McKay's at second. Okay, so it's an 11 with a runner at second. See what it says, other base situations, see the main boards. Okay, so it's bounced to second base. 11 with a 3. Let's see, 11 with a 3 is a bouncer to first, so he will advance. All right, so McKay's on at third. Revering is the batter. Palmer. And let's see. Oh, Palmer's still good. I checked his pitch, his batter's face. He's still good. All right. Here's a pitch to Revering. That's a 12, and a 12 will be a 12 is a pop-up, and that's behind the plate. Graham flips his mask away under it and makes the catch to retire the side. 3-1 the score. We're in the top of the 7th inning. It's Al Bumbry leading off against Mike Norris. Mike Norris is the ace of the athletic staff. He strikes out Bumbry. 1 down. Here's Dower. Rich Dower with a 36, and that will be a fly to left. Backing up a few steps is Henderson. And Ken Singleton. Ken Singleton rips one to right center field. Murphy comes over, holds Singleton to a single. So it's a 2-out single. And here's Eddie Murray. Good power, but that's a 12 is going to be a deep drive. Murphy back to the track and makes a running catch to retire the side. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-1 Baltimore. It's going to be Wayne Gross leading it off against Jim Palmer. And here's a pitch. That's a 63, which will be a 3 out of 10 will be a drive in the gap, and Bumbry runs it down. So they line out to center field. Gross hit it on the screws, but Bumbry was able to run it down. Here's Mitchell, who homered in his last at bat. See if we get another one. No, 21 is a swing and a miss. Goes down swinging. And here's Armas, another power hitter, and he strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Palmer. We go to the top of the 8th. playing Fall Classic Baseball. Top of the 8th, we're going to see Crowley, Graham, and Kelly. Let's do it. Here's a pitch from Norris. 64. And that's a pop-up down the line, and Armas catches up to it. One down. So Graham pulled one down the line, and Armas was able to grab it. And here's Graham with a 23, and that's a strikeout. 2 outs, and Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly with a snake eyes, and that's 1-7 walk, and there's a walk, so it's a base on balls, and he's going to try to steal. And going to have to roll, so it's his steal rating is an 18. It's a 19. He is out. He's thrown out, unless my catcher Newman, I believe, is an average arm, so he does have an average arm, so he is out. Newman with a throw right on the money, and it's a 2-4, caught stealing. Look, I roll a 19. He had all the way up to 18. He stole 16 out of 18 bases. That's hilarious. All right, so there's 2 numbers that we can catch him on, and we caught him on that. All right, here's Newman leading off against Palmer. Let's check Palmer's batter's face. Remember, Palmer can go 31, and he's got 24, so he's still good. He's got plenty of stamina left. A 46, that's a ballpark, and that's popped up to the right side. Eddie Murray near the stands reaches in and comes out with it. What a great catch by Eddie Murray. And it's just going to be a pop-up. So Guerrero's up now in the bottom of the 8th. Guerrero's batting .236 with a 16. And that is Sky to right, Kenny Singleton. 2 down. And here's Dave McKay with a 35. 35 is a blank, and that will be a bouncer to first. Murray flips to Palmer, and that retires the side. So we go to the top of the 9th. And that's the nice thing about playing, again, these old games. You get a lot of, double complete game type things. Let's see if Mike Norris can get through this inning. It's 3-1 the score. Here's a pitch of 66, and that's going to be a drive. 1 hop off the wall. Garcia digging for second. Here's the throw, and he is safe with a double. Leadoff double for Kike Garcia. Belanger's going to square the bunt. He is a good bunter. And it's good. It's right back to the pitcher. Going to third is Garcia. Let's see how Norris is doing. How many he's faced? He's faced 36. So he can face 37. So he's still good. Going to keep him in there. Face Al Bumbry. Al Bumbry's a heck of a hitter. Batted .320 in 1980. So we could face Dower, who batted almost .290. Another good hitter. Baltimore had a really good record, by the way, in 1980. But no, we're going to pitch. We're going to bring the infield in, and we're going to pitch to Al Bumbry. Let's do it. That's going to be a 16, and we may get lucky. Ooh, a 5. A 5, a lefty with the infield in, and okay, with the in, he's going to hold. With the infield in, he will hold on that bouncer to the first baseman, Revering. So 2 out now. And here's Rich Dower. 2 outs, runner on third. Dower comes up, and what has he done today? Dower is 1 for 4 today with a run scored and an RBI. And here's the pitch from Norris, and a 43 will be a blank, and a 43 will be an out. A bouncer to Third base, I believe. Yep. Picked up by Gross. Long throw to first in time, and that retires the side. So we go 3-1 into the bottom of the ninth inning with Henderson leading off against Jim Palmer, I believe. Palmer's still in there. Palmer's pitched to 27 batters. He can go 28, but until he gives up he can go 31. So he still has a way to go. All right, let's start it off. Here's Rickey Henderson. Henderson today, check the box score. Henderson today is 0 for 3. And here's a pitch. It's a 65. That's a pitcher home run with a -3. We're looking at an 11, and that's going to be a fly ball deep to left field, and Pat Kelly on the track and makes the catch. One down. Dwayne Murphy. Pitch from Palmer with a 36. That's a blank, and that is a fly. Shallow center. Bunbury. 2 down. 1 out of Wade. Last out for they're down to the last out with Dave Revering coming up. Dave Revering is probably their best hitter at this point in the season with a .342 average and 11 home runs and 160 at-bats. Facing Palmer. Palmer's still good to go. 3-1 the score. Revering is a left-handed hitter. He ends up the following year in I think it was 81. He ends up with the Yankees. And here goes. Here's a pitch. And a 52 is going to be an error. A KD check first. That's too high. Now we're going to do the error check, and it's going to be an error check on the center fielder. And a 19 is going to run it down, and that's the ball game. No error on a number that high. And we'll just check just out of. He's a 4 error, and we rolled an 18. It would have to be a 1 to 4, and that's the ball game. And we'll quickly check. Interesting game. Both pitchers go a complete game. Final score is 3-1. Baltimore and Palmer beat the Athletics and Mike Norris. So a hell of a game. Very easy to play game with very few errors. Not a lot of base runners. So even though Baltimore had 10 hits, but Norris did not really walk. Norris had 2 walks, allowed 10 hits and 2 walks, so 12 base runners. And let's see, let me look at the box score, and I'll give you any highlights. So the win, Palmer goes to 6-2, Norris falls to 7-5. 2 hits for Belanger and 2 hits for Singleton. Singleton hit his 9th. And the Athletics offense could only muster 3 hits. One of those hits was a home run by Page, his 10th of the season. He hit that in the 5th inning off Palmer. And let's go down to the pitchers. And it was 3-hitter pitched by Palmer. No walks, 4 strikeouts. Faced 30 batters, 3 more than the minimum. Norris, his ERA only went up 2 points. Palmer lowered his ERA to 2.52. It started off, I think, 2.74. And that's about it. So you can see how I call this my PC assistant. It's the Replay Baseball PC game. It's a great game, and just alone, as a standalone game, it's a great game. But you can play any game that you want and just input the data. And I don't have to, sometimes I do the paper and pencil. If you know me, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I move away from it if I feel like I'm using too much paper. I just want to change it up. So right now I'm just using this, and let's look at not only that, it's going to tell me, it gives me everything I need to know. Let me play through the rest of the day, because I only play that team, the Oakland A's. And let me go to the following day and play till the next Oakland A's game. So the next day, they don't play the next day, June 12th. Let's go to the following day and play through that. All right, it stopped. I'm going to be facing Ron Guidry. It's going to be Brian Kingman, 4-4 versus Ron Guidry, 6-6. Louisiana Lightning. Yanks are 32-22. They had a hell of a team that year. The A's are 30-26. Let's check quickly the standings. See where we're standing in the standings. We're third place, 5.5 games behind. Kansas City keeps on rolling. They're 36-21. Chicago's 32-24. We've got stats, we've got everything we could possibly want. So it's going to be Brian Kingman versus Ron Guidry. I believe it's a 4-game set, or is it a 3-game set? There may be 2 games on Sunday. Let me just check Sunday schedule. I thought it was no, so it's maybe a 3-game set, huh? Or is it a Sunday? No, it's a 1. It's a 3-game set. For some reason, I thought it was a 4-game set. Oakland at Yankees. I see 3 games unless there's something that happens on the 16th. No, then we go to Boston. That may be a 4-game set. So we're going to play the Yankees for 3 games, and we're going to go to Boston. But we're at home against the Yankees. So the Yankees are visiting out west. And it is Friday, June 13th, 1980. Where were you? So let's